Hi, I'm Pattu from freefincal. So let's complete the Q&A, the remaining questions in the second part. I would like to inquire if you know any low-cost mutual fund type instruments to invest along the lines of momentum and low volatility investing. Secondly, I would like to hear your views on the coffee can approach. Coffee can approach, I talked about it in the last video. I don't think you can just simply buy some stocks based on some criterion and just wait for 10 years for it to perform. That's not how stock investing works. UTI has filed an NFO with SEBI for the UTI Momentum Index, and that will have a low volatility component built in the selection, but we don't know when it will come. But even if it comes, please don't jump in and invest, because when you are buying the Nifty, that itself is basically momentum investing. Can you guess why? So I regularly read your blogs. I have a doubt in hosting for blogs. Now, if I buy domains from Hostinger for 2 years, later if I like to change the same with WordPress or Google domains, is it possible or not? You can always shift from one hosting provider to another. Domain is different. See, don't confuse hosting and domains. Domain is freefincal.com. This freefincal.com can be served, that is the files associated with freefincal.com can be served from Hostinger, it can be served from Google, it can be served from WordPress, but the domain registrar is somebody else. For example, for me the domain registrar for freefincal.com is WordPress. My website files are actually hosted in A2 hosting, and these two are linked via a name server. So you can always change your website files. The contents of your website can be changed. The host can be changed from Hostinger. You can go to some other cloud website. You can go to HostGator, Bluehost, etc., etc. You can change wherever you want. You can even go back to WordPress.com. That's also possible. But domain, there's no point changing the domain name. Freefincal.com should not be changed, right? By the way, Hostinger is running a Black Friday discount. They have already started. So if you are interested, you can have a look at it. Golden question: will there be a correction expected in gold? If yes, until what level of correction expected? I don't know. How can I know? Nobody. The whole point of investing is that we don't need to know. That's my logic. Any rule of thumb for booking profit from stocks or mutual fund to achieve the goal? I want to write a detailed article on how to manage a stock portfolio. I will take care of this. Ajit Subramaniam has given a nice answer. You can have a look at that as well. Any book suggestions to learn about mutual fund analysis for an absolute beginner? My own book, You Can Be Rich Too with Goal-Based Investing, talks about mutual fund analysis. Also, freefincal has got a lot of material on mutual fund analysis. If you have the patience to read through it, you can do it. I have not read anything else. My mutual fund analysis, I have basically learned slowly on my own, and over the period of years made tools and decided. For example, I started with Sharpe ratio, alpha, Sortino, etc. Then I realized they are all useless. Then I went to downside capture, rolling returns. I've stuck to it. So that's up to you. I don't know any specific book for this, simply because I have not read it, but I have written one. Anyway, so if I have stopped my SIP, will I stay invested? Should I stay invested, or should I redeem? Specifically when there is no need of money. If you stopped your SIP possibly because you don't have the money to invest regularly, you can stay invested if you don't need the money, but that depends on your goal, asset allocation, etc. So it's not a simple stay put. If I'm a distributor, I'll say no, don't stop your SIP, stay put, and so on, but it depends on your goal, it depends on your need. Out of market cap by GDP ratio, PE ratio, which one is more important? First of all, who knows how accurate our GDP calculation is? Everybody is GDP growth rates have become a PR exercise for politicians. The interest rates have become that. Everything has become a PR exercise. Where is the actual data? So I don't think you should worry too much about this. Even PE ratio, if you look at it, it's very depressing. Because there are no earnings. Actual corporate earnings are still not picked up. Since 2008, I think they have not picked up. So it depends. I have also talked about the PE ratio, how it keeps changing on a day-to-day basis, and you should not worry too much about it. The rest of the questions I have already answered, so I'm not going to go back to it. One last question I'll take is, what is your advice to 32-year young guy working in IT and wants to do business? Where should he start his exploration? I think you should explore your own skills. That's most important, because business means you have to solve a problem. If you want to become an entrepreneur, you are basically going to become a problem solver. You have to choose one specific problem which people have. Either it can be a very common problem, or it can be an uncommon problem. Common problem, your product cost will be less. Uncommon problem, you can be a specialist and you can charge a lot. So think about what problem you're going to solve. That's most important. So, and there were a couple of comments or questions in yesterday's video regarding NPS. For it to be considered as debt part of retirement goal, what asset allocation choice I would recommend? Taking equity away from NPS, investing separately in an index fund or any other funds, whatever you want to do, and have a mixture of gilt and corporate bonds for NPS. For retirement calculator purpose, what should be the expected return of NPS? If you are choosing you said government employee age 28, so automatically the first question, that means that your default asset allocation will be 15% equity. Most of it will be gilts. Don't change that asset allocation. Return calculation safely, I think you can expect, I would expect, for the moment I would expect 8% safely from NPS. My NPS is about 2006 I started, so it's like 14 years old now almost. And my 14-year XIRR from NPS, the government asset allocation, will be 10% roughly, 9.5 to 10% roughly. I have not exactly looked at it, but that's how it is. Pattu Anna, I could not believe my ears when you told I don't own a car. If you don't mind, please share about this Tamil video. Looks like we have another interesting story. I don't have, I will make a separate video about this. I think Vijay Shankar says, I would find it hard to believe if he had a car. That's probably an accurate. It just didn't. I never had any desire to do it. It's not a very conscious planning or anything. I just didn't have a desire to do it. I did not buy it. That's all. I will talk about this in a slightly separate context. Maybe Tamil video also. I have to do Tamil videos also. I think that's about it. So if you have what I want to do, don't ask me any more questions for now. I don't want to get into this Q&A mode. We'll do Q&A maybe once a month, and then that will be slightly better for everybody. I wanted to say something. Yeah, so yeah, I'll come to it next. I'll announce it in the next video. Bye bye.